Hey guys, welcome in. This is Matt Miller with PolitiBrawl, and President Trump just called out Politico reporter Dasha Burns when her questions crossed a line. Let's take a look at what happened.
Angela made two big mistakes, immigration and energy, but those two are beauties.
Well, one country that is pleased with the change in strategy from the United States is Russia. A Kremlin spokesperson called the strategy document a, quote, positive step and said the adjustments they're seeing are, quote, largely consistent with Moscow's vision. Do you think that's a good thing?
Well, I think he'd like to see a weak Europe. And so, to be honest with you, he's getting that. That has nothing to do with me.
But he thinks the changes that you're making and what you laid out in your vision for Europe is what Moscow wants to see.
I have no vision for Europe. All I want to see is a strong Europe. Look, I have a vision for the United States, America first. It's make America great again. I do explain to Europe because I think, I'm supposed to be a very smart person. I have eyes. I have ears. I have knowledge. I have vast knowledge. I see what's happening. I get reports that you will never see. And I think it's horrible what's happening to Europe. I think it's endangering Europe as we know it. Europe could be a whole different place.
Your impact.
And I think the European people should do something about it.
Your impact does stretch far beyond Europe. I want to talk about another area where you're making your mark, which is in Venezuela. You've said that Nicolas Maduro's days are numbered and that the U.S. could soon strike Venezuelan territory. Could we see American troops on the ground in Venezuela?
I don't comment on that. I wouldn't say that one way or the other. I can say this, that he sent us millions of people, many from prisons, many drug dealers and drug lords, mental institution, people in mental institutions. He sent them into our country where we had a very stupid president. You know that. Biden's a low IQ person, especially nowadays. I mean, he was low IQ 30 years ago, but he was especially low IQ now. And what he did to our country is not good. Tren de Aragua, the gangs, one of the meanest gangs in the world.
You've locked down the border now.
No, he sent a lot of these people. He also sends in a lot of drugs. So we'll see how it all works out.
So
but I can't talk about strategy.
So how far would you go to take Maduro out of office?
I don't want to say that, but...
But you want to see him out?
His days are numbered.
Can you rule out an American ground invasion?
I don't want to rule in or out. I don't talk about it. Why would I talk to you, an extremely unfriendly publication, if you want to call it, Politico, that got $8 million from Obama to keep it afloat? Why would I do that? Why would I talk about that to Politico? I mean, I'm doing this because you picked me as a man for Europe.
I'm asking for transparency
for
for their American people, because a lot of folks are, well, people are wondering
I am
what
the
is...
most transparent politician maybe in the world.
A lot of folks are wondering what our goals are.
Sure.
She asked the question 3 times, and of course, I don't blame her for being a reporter. She's trying to get a scoop. She's trying to break some news. But once you ask the President of the United States the same question 3 times and he respectfully declines, I don't blame Trump for getting upset or frustrated by it. And she just needs to back away from it, I think. That's not something that it's going to be strategic or smart for the President to reveal to Politico. This is military strategy. This is something that could cost American lives if he says too much. He doesn't want to talk about it. She needs to just take the hint and move on to the next subject.
But I don't want to talk to you about military strategy.
Well, may I ask then, what is your goal in Venezuela? What do you want to see with the actions that you're taking?
Well, one goal is I want the people of Venezuela to be treated well. I want the people of Venezuela, many of whom live in the United States, to be respected. I mean, they were tremendous to me. They voted for me 94% or something. I mean, it's incredible. I own a big project, Doral. It's a great place, Doral Country Club. Yeah, and it's a very large place, beautiful place, right in the middle of. They call it Little Venezuela, and I got to know the Venezuelan people very well because of that. I've owned it for a long time, and they're unbelievable people. The area is such a successful area. Everybody is successful. It's amazing. They say if a house is for sale for more than 3 days, there's something wrong. I mean, a house. If somebody wants to sell the house, they sell it in just a matter of moments. People love the area, and I got to know the people well. They're incredible people, and they were treated horribly by Maduro.
And are those the kind of immigrants that you do want to see in America?
They certainly contribute. Yeah, I want to see people. Yeah, I want to see people that contribute.
And we know she's going to pivot this over to the Somali comments that he made recently, saying that he doesn't want to see Somali migrants in this country, and then he characterized them broadly, saying that they were no good. But, I think that there's a difference, and President Trump is not mincing words here, that there are certain groups of people who have come to America and made America a better place, a lot of times fleeing socialism, because they know what socialism and far-left policies and far-left ideology and economics leads to. Cubans, for instance, are extremely productive, patriotic Americans. They fled socialism, Venezuelans as well. So there are certain groups of people that when they come here, also they're Christian, by the way. They're Catholic, they're deeply faithful and believe in the Christian religion. Not every group has had the same level of success when they've come here trying to integrate into American society. So President Trump is honest about that, and we're going to see her try to use that against him in his previous comments against him right now, I believe.
I don't want to see Somalia. I don't want to see a woman that, marries her brother to get in and then becomes a congressman, does nothing but complain. All she does is complain, 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 and yet her country's a mess. It's one of the worst in the world. Let her go back, fix up her own country. Somalia, yeah, and I was right about it. I started complaining about Somalia long before the scandal. The horrible things they're doing to Minnesota, it's incredible. They have an incompetent governor there, too. The Democrats are running some bad ships.
Well, let's be specific here. One of the things that Somalia is the worst in the world at, and I think that a liberal establishment publication like Politico would be interested in this, is they are one of the least LGBT-friendly countries in the world, second only to Afghanistan, as we can see right here, according to the Equality Index, which does research across the world about public opinion and legal policy related to LGBT rights. And if we take a look, they are rated second worst country in the world when it comes to being gay-friendly. So that's one of the ways that Somalia is the worst, as Trump says. Afghanistan is another country on Trump's travel ban, immigration ban currently that the left is getting very upset about. But you would think that the left would be upset by this or concerned by it, that they would say, well, maybe we shouldn't mass import people from these regions where we can't effectively vet them because they're run by warlords, they're run by governments that are changing every week. How can we vet people from certain third world countries if they don't have reliable record keeping, they don't have a dependable criminal justice system? We have no idea who these people are when they apply for refugee or asylum in America, and it's a major concern. Also, another poll says that 87% of Somalians agree strongly with the tenets of Sharia law. So I'm not saying that they're all bad people, but it's almost an objective fact that that most of them hold values that are antithetical to American values and free, liberal, democratic values. And I don't know why the left doesn't seem to acknowledge this fact.
Speaking of ships, I do want to talk about the boat strikes. The defense secretary, should he testify, Pete Hegseth, under oath before Congress about that controversial second strike on the alleged drug boat on
I don't care if he
2nd?
does. He can if he wants. I don't care.
Do you think he should?
I don't care. I would say do it if you want, Pete. He's doing a great job.
Have you watched the
he
video?
Was stopping. I watched everything, yeah. I watch everything. I see a lot of things.
And do you believe that that second strike was necessary?
Well, it looked like they were trying to turn back over the boat, but I don't get involved in that. That's up to them. The admiral that did that is a highly respected, as you know, a highly respected man. And we save 25,000 people every time we knock out a boat. On average, they kill 25,000 Americans. So, I don't like doing that, but the drugs coming in through the sea are down by 92%. And I'm trying to figure out the 8%. Who are they? Nobody wants to drive boats to America loaded up with drugs anymore.
Well, I do want to ask,
and we're going to hit them on land very soon, too.
Almost all the illicit fentanyl in the United States is actually produced in Mexico using...
It sounds like he just answered her question, possibly, from earlier. So, and she didn't really even acknowledge it. But They tried to use this story to demonize and attack Pete Hegseth. We know at this point it was the admiral who gave a legal order to finish the job, and whether you agree with that or not, there was nothing illegally done. President Trump has decided that a proactive approach to dealing with the massive drug trade into the United States by Venezuela is the way to handle this. And again, it's a situation you can disagree with his foreign policy. I, for one, would not like to see a prolonged land war, a shooting war with Venezuela. I think that if we can thwart the problem and stop it with targeted, concise strikes for a limited amount of time, then that would be the best situation possible. And we've seen President Trump use his powers as commander-in-chief of the military to effectively deal with threats to the United States in a concise, limited way. Taking out ISIS in his first term, taking out and dealing with the Iran threat in just recently in recent months. We haven't seen an Afghanistan or Iraq war situation pop up where there's prolonged military deployment of U.S. troops on the ground in these foreign countries that cost us billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, really, if you count them all together, and costing thousands of American lives. President Trump has been able to avoid that sort of military approach successfully. So at this point, I largely trust him when he says, this is what we're going to do. We're going to target these boats. We're going to take a proactive approach to deal with this problem. I hope he doesn't get us into a prolonged war that is not an America First war. But at this point, his track record is good on that. I'm going to hear what you guys think in the comments. Go ahead and watch the rest of this interview. This was a very interesting interview with Politico. President Trump did not back down, just like he never does with the mainstream press that's trying to attack him and his administration. He did a good job holding the line. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Ring the notification bell so you guys get notified when we post brand new videos here on PolitiBrawl. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.